for the boss bitch. Is the future.
There are so many women that are going to be in this situation because they have been lied to. And there are a lot of men out there that want to have families that have been trying to say this. They have been trying to say that they just want a woman that is loving and caring in nature. They don't care if you're a boss babe. If anything, unfortunately, it might work against you. Now for this woman, she's come to that realization with plenty of time. I think she's going to find what she wants.
Do you know what I regret? I regret wanting to be an independent girl from a very young age. I taught myself how to do nails. I do all my nails, extensions and stuff myself. I tint my eyelashes. I tint my eyebrows. I pluck them. I dye my hair. Granted, it's probably not the best job in the world. Point is, it's done. So right now, I'm currently sat on my floor, all crumpled up, needing to redo these bad boys. And I just want to be pampered. But will I go to any sort of salon to get any of this done professionally? No. No, I will not. Because I'm too tight and I'm like, I could do it myself. I need to get over myself and just spend a bit of money on, oh my God. What? I don't want to do that. I really want these nails that I just know I can't do, but I'm literally never going to take myself to the nail salon to get it done. I hate myself. Also, I don't know what I want to do on my nails. Please let me help. I've got the itch. To do a new colour, but I don't know what colour. And if I went to a nail salon, I could just go to the person and do what you want. But I can't because I am the nail salon.
It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old and I don't have a husband to take care of me.
Welcome back, gentlemen. Today we're talking about the collapse of the boss babe era. Not as a prediction, but as a present tense reality unfolding in real time across every social media platform you can name. The invoice has arrived, and it turns out independence as a lifestyle carries costs that the aesthetic never disclosed. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna be 31 in a couple months. I am so single. I have no prospects for a husband. I mean, you guys know I've never had a boyfriend. I don't even have an ex I can pop back over to and be like, hi, would you like to marry? This thing got me thinking, there is a chance that my parents might not have to pay for a wedding for me. I want to cash it in for a year's free of rent. Forget the wedding, forget the grandkids, forget all that. I want 1 year free rent. Imagine if we could just exchange it. Like the wedding thing, it's not looking so promising over here. But what if I propose to you that you just pay for my rent for a year and we call it even, you know? If I do happen to get married down the road, because like, I think it'll still happen, but if I'm older, like, you know, maybe I'll pay for it myself. I'm cheap. I was such a cheap investment for my parents. Like, they're so lucky. Don't worry about that. My sister has had 3 kids. Like, they get their grandparents fixed. But like me, I'll take a year's free in rent. I mean, I'm saving you the wedding, the baby showers, all that stuff. Us chronically single girls, like, because we're always celebrating everything for everyone. And, you know, we have to like travel here, do this, pay for that. We should exchange it for something. And I want my rent paid for. So, okay. Love you guys. Bye.
I don't need a man to buy me flowers, but I won't date a man that doesn't. I don't need a man to pay my bills, but I won't date someone that doesn't bring something to the table. I don't need a man to open the doors for me, but I won't date a man who doesn't respect me enough to do it. I don't need a man to provide for me, but I am not going to date a man who has no drive, no ambition, and no plan. See, this is where people get it twisted. Independence doesn't mean I'll accept less. It means the opposite. Because I can do it all alone, my standards are higher. I know my worth. I know what partnership looks like. It's not about money. It's about effort, and it's about consistency. It's about showing up like a grown man who knows what he wants. I won't shrink to keep you comfortable, and I won't settle to keep the peace. I won't carry a relationship all by myself. So if you think she's too independent, she doesn't need me, you're right. I don't need you, but I want a man who wants to match me. I want a man who values what I bring. I want a man who sees me as his equal and still chooses to spoil me anyway. Because being capable doesn't mean I'm hard to love. It just means I won't waste my energy on someone who is not willing to rise to the occasion. Queens, remember this. Your independence is power. But standards, that's your crown. Don't ever take it off.
And don't get it twisted, because I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Okay? Except for my man. I need my man. Matter of fact, where is my man?
The girl boss era was never a philosophy. It was a marketing campaign. It sold women an aspiration with no structural foundation and zero exit strategy. And now the market is delivering the performance review nobody warned them about.
My boss girl era is officially over, you guys. I cannot believe I'm saying this. No more hustling, no more lifting heavy, no more sauna, cold plunge, extreme heat, extreme cold, no more sleepless nights working on my business. No more forgetting to eat, because somewhere along the lines, I think I started equating my success to, one, how much I do in a day, but two, the intensity of that action. And it's gotten real out of hand. This last season, I feel like my body has really gone through the ringer. I've been getting injured a lot. I've had a lot of different problems just come up one after another, and I'm taking it as a sign to just slow down. 2026 version of me is sleeping 8 hours. She's doing 3 really important things every day. Presence. She's trying to regulate her hormones. Whoa, that's crazy to say. She's having a good time, focusing on having fun over working hard, because you know what? At 30 years old, I've worked enough, okay? It's time to just stop working on hard work and focus on actually enjoying the work you're doing. Feel free to join me, and just make sure you take care of yourself today, okay?
I feel like us losing the girl boss era was the worst thing we have ever done, and I truly feel like we are taking so many steps back. I miss the days when we would go online and you would see so many female founders being highlighted. Entrepreneurship for women was like literally praised. Hate getting on the internet and seeing women make videos about how you can steal a man's Sweetgreens order to try to find a finance bro husband. Why is there more videos about how to get a rich man over us being the rich man? Let me tell you, I am all for a man being generous, providing for you, but I more often than not hear so many women that are putting in more work to go find themselves a millionaire, more than I see women putting in work and saying, I want to wake up today to do the work that I need to do, to make the money that I need to do, to buy myself that Birkin if I want to. What's crazy is that all the content that people are consuming off of this whole stay-at-home girlfriend thing, the content that y'all creating, these women are making their money. They can afford to buy all these things for themselves. They're putting in the work to make the money. I wish we would just bring back the emphasis on women regaining financial freedom and focusing on not only just education, but also independence. Because that really is getting lost in the sauce. I never thought that I would be alive at the time to see us take steps back to where being a trad wife was more celebrated than being, you know, a 6-figure business owner. While yes, entirely you can encompass both sides of that in this perspective. Like, you can be a 6-figure business owner and your man pays for everything. Obviously, that's possible, but I'm just talking about the fact that I see so much more content highlighting on how to find rich men as opposed to in the girl boss era, because quite frankly, the societal norm that we are building for women right now is lame as Bring back boss bitches. You can be a boss bitch with a generous man. But please stop wasting so much time and energy that you could pour into yourself, making your own money, your own bread, your own educational steps, and taking that and putting that into getting a man. Build your life for yourself.
I know this is going to trigger some people, but hustle culture didn't make women rich. It made us exhausted, overworked, and still underpaid. Somewhere along the way, we started confusing grind with growth. We were told to work like a man to earn like one, so we hardened up, we doubled our workloads, and called it empowerment. But if hustle culture really worked, more women would be free. Instead, we got women chasing productivity, not prosperity. So it's great that as women, we learned how to work harder, but it's not great that we didn't learn how to multiply what we earn. I hate to say it, but hustle culture was never designed for women, because women aren't meant to just produce. We're meant to create, to build wealth in a way that aligns with who we are, which is very intuitive. We are very intentional and we're very strategic. When you stop glorifying exhaustion and start learning how to move money, when you let AI, systems, and investing work with you instead of against you, you realize freedom was never hiding in 18-hour workdays. It was actually in learning how to position yourself so you can earn in a state of flow, not with force. And once you understand that, you realize that money does not respond to a burnout. It responds to belief, to clarity, and to direction. So sure, hustle culture taught women how to survive, but smart money teaches us how to stay in our feminine and still be able to win.
Burnout is not a personality flaw. It's what happens when you replace every human need with a career milestone and call it empowerment. The data on this is not subtle anymore. The most professionally accomplished women in their 30s are reporting the lowest satisfaction numbers. Go figure.
This is a very vulnerable video because I just got done having a mental breakdown. But to all of my single gals out there who like live on their own and like get all of their stuff for themselves on their own, I am proud of you because I am one of those people and it is so hard sometimes. Like, I feel so secure in being single and being on my own, and I really enjoy it, but the hardest factor of it is money. Like, it's so hard to feel so good being single, but wish so badly that you just had, like, a partner to be able to rely on a little bit as well. Like, you guys could both rely on each other when it comes to finances and stuff like that, like rent, groceries, just anything. Like, it's honestly so hard sometimes seeing my friends who are pretty much all in long-term relationships and living with their significant others. And meanwhile, I just made a spreadsheet of like the things that my money goes towards, because I'm looking for a new apartment, and apartments are so expensive right now, especially just to live alone. Like, why do some places want you to like cough up over $2,000 for like a 300 square foot apartment that's like a studio apartment? It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I should be able to support myself on my income and be able to afford my rent, but I can't because all of you crappy landlords out there want to charge literally an arm and a leg for me to be able to have a roof over my head. Anyways, the point of this video is just saying, for all of you girlies out there taking care of yourselves, I see you, because it is not easy to do. And I don't know, any girls who are out there being able to do that and like being able to pay their rent and also occasionally do things that they enjoy or maybe treat themselves to something every now and then, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? Because I think I might be at my breaking point.
Rent doesn't negotiate with your ideology. The mortgage doesn't care how many female empowerment podcasts you've consumed. Reality is profoundly indifferent to personal branding, and it is presenting the bill on the first of every month without exception.
This is for my over 40, over 50, and beyond single females on this app. How are you? Do you want a relationship? Do you like get lonely in the evenings? Do you miss companionship? Do you miss sharing your day with someone? Because I sometimes wonder if there's something wrong with me, like that I crave that so much. I hear people talk about, that they'd love to be alone. And I don't know what to think about that, because I love people and I don't want to be alone. But what if this is how it's supposed to be? Are you okay? Because I don't think I am. I don't like this. I don't want to be alone forever. Let me know. Love y'all. Bye.
The regret conversation is finally breaking through. Women who followed the prescribed path with genuine conviction are arriving at very nice apartments with very impressive LinkedIn profiles, and a very acute awareness that something fundamental is missing. Men called this years ago. We were called misogynists for it.
Hi, 42-year-old female seeking Saturday companionship, specifically a female that lives in my town. We'll start with drinks, iced coffee, Alani, whatever you love. Nice long walk through the garden center, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. Not really picky. Then we will transition over. Maybe we can go pop into Ross and see what kind of new spring clothes they have, followed by a stop right next door to Hobby Lobby to maybe check out some yarn. And then there's a new boot barn that's open nearby, so maybe we'll check that out too. So if you are free on Saturday and want to hang out, let me know. For the rest of the internet, this is a joke, but if you know me personally, these are my actual Saturday plans, and if you want to go with me, just give me a ring. Okay, love y'all. Happy Tuesday.
I would even want a boyfriend.
Most people want to be in a relationship because, one, they're wanting companionship or possibly looking for someone to marry. But, as you can probably guess, that is not the reason why some women want a boyfriend.
Take out the garbage. It's a huge one to like break down the boxes, to give me massages before bed every day, to compliment me every time I try on a new outfit, or like I'm like thinking twice about what I'm wearing, to pay for dinners, nails, get my car washed, to fill up the gas in my car. I have never and will never take my car through the car wash. I don't even know how.
Sadly, the types of women that say these sorts of things, and they're not all that uncommon, are the same types that still say they want equal rights and want to be treated as equals, yet can't take their own car through the car wash.
And to like feel the need in some ways, but
Wow, instead of using a person for what you can get out of them, someone could find other options.
also like to stop me from drinking as much. I feel like I could definitely stay in and just cuddle if I had someone. I wouldn't feel like I need to be on the streets that often. I'd be like a little bit more mellow.
What an interesting way of admitting that someone has no self-control and no self-discipline.
Someone to work out with and like hold each other accountable for health-wise, but that's about it. Nothing else comes to mind.
Gee, with prizes like that out there, I can't imagine why so many guys are choosing to remain single.
A career will not reach for your hand at 2 in the morning. An achievement does not provide warmth. These are not controversial statements. They just became temporarily unfashionable to make. The fashion has changed.
In 2026, the majority of celebrities and men of high status are the ones who are getting all the women. But just because they are the ones getting all the women, it doesn't mean that they are the happiest. It doesn't mean that they're having a great ride to success and, having a great time with all these people. It doesn't mean that. It means that they have more problems and more things to watch out for. So don't feel bad, guys. Those of you guys that are still single, just keep living your life and stay humble and stay happy, because you could be one of these celebrities having a lot of stress, and just because they have a lot of money, you think that they're doing great. Nah, man. These guys are actually struggling with these women because they're a bunch of 304s. They think that they got a prize. These girls are not a prize at all. They've been with so many people, have done stuff with so many people, draining people's bank accounts and everything. You guys are dodging a major, major bullet is what you guys are doing. So always be grateful that you're single and that you have complete control of your life. Because once you get one of these women in your life, it's a wrap for you, man. It's an L. That's what I say. It's an L. So be happy out there, guys. Have a good one.
And while all of this is happening, the men who were dismissed as too boring, too reliable, too safe, they went to the gym, they stacked their finances, they built something. They're not waiting to be rediscovered. They've moved on completely.
So you're 23 and you're opting out of dating because women all hate men and it's impossible to find a good woman. And when I ask you, well, where have you been looking for women? You say Tinder or the bar. Or the club. Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Have you thought about, like, maybe attending a church? Right? Somewhere maybe a more morally strong woman might go to? With, values that you might concur with? Well, I've thought about it, but I don't want to wait until marriage to have sex. Okay, then opt out of dating. I don't give a shit. Bro, are you genuinely... All you guys in my comments are like, I tried all the dating apps. Da, da, da. Yeah, but
The withdrawal is not a protest, it's a market correction. When the deal is consistently unfavorable, the rational participant stops participating. Men did the math. The math was not complicated.
Boss babes? Ugh. No, that I don't need a man, I make my own money energy, that is not empowering, that is exhausting, and you are repelling him. You're not in your power, you are in defense mode. It's not confidence, it is control over everything. You've been hurt, let down, disappointed, and now you call your walls standards. You intimidate weak men, but you will never attract leaders. No real man wants to compete with the women he's supposed to attract. No real man wants to compete with the woman he is supposed to protect. Somewhere along the line, women confused aggression for strength and independence for their whole identity. Now everybody is hard, guarded, and miserable, bragging about doing it all alone like it's a badge of honor. But that's not feminine power. That is burnout. Jordan Peterson said it himself. We all know who he is. The majority of high performers on this planet are men. Dominant, disciplined, stoic men, because that's the game. That level of intensity, that tunnel vision and competitive drive is masculine energy. And when women try to live in it 24/7, they burn out. They shut down emotionally and they start repelling the very kind of man that they say that they want. It's not because you're capable, ladies. It's because you're not wired to live in constant dominance. Your nervous system wasn't built for endless pressure. You can lead, achieve, and build an empire, sure, but if you never come back to softness, you become the man you are trying to attract. A high-value man isn't turned off by your success. He's turned off by your masculinity because he doesn't need another him. He needs peace. You can follow your dreams and still be feminine. You can make money and still let a man lead, but you cannot out-masculine him and expect him to stay attracted to you. Real femininity isn't just submission. It is self-assurance. It's knowing when to stop fighting everything and allow things just to flow. So yeah, boss babes, cute for the internet, sure. But the women who win, the ones who have the business, the peace, and the man, they learned when to stop performing in strength and to start embodying their own feminine power.
I don't need no man, says the ceiling fans women. But here's the problem. Just because you're racking in money from the comfort of your own home still doesn't mean that you don't need a man. May I present to you Tim Stokely, the founder of the platform that you're leveraging. This man is taking a cut of your money and is worth $120 million because of your Boss Babe ventures. Basically, Tim is and you're are you still feeling empowered? Oh, and let's not forget the subscribers. Chances are, if you're a female creator, is that what you even call them? You're likely to have a majority male following. Without them, what even are you? I mean, I could also get into the logistics of who invented the camera you're using, the software, etc. But I'll spare you that and let you get back to your empowered ways.
Now watch the standard revision happen in real time. The height requirements have been quietly adjusted. The income threshold has become ambition. The checklist has been reformulated. Men who were paying attention remember the original version clearly.
I just wanted to confess something to you guys. I'm so desperate. Like, I'm desperate. I know I look so desperate. It's because I am. I'm so desperate. I can't find any guy that will, ever want to, be with me or hug me or cuddle me or, smell me. There's just nobody out there. It's just really hard. Everywhere I go, I get ignored and denied, and I'm really desperate. Please help. Fucker.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I guarantee if you sit down and actually really get to know that person, you wouldn't be so fucking obsessed with them. You see, the second you start to find somebody attractive, okay, and you're desperate to be in a relationship, to be in love, to be whatever, you're gonna start projecting every fucking fantasy you have in your head about them onto them. Be like, oh, they could be this, they could be that. Oh my God, they seem like the type of person to do this. You're projecting, whatever. I need you to understand what you're doing is you're putting them on a pedestal, and they've done absolutely fucking nothing to prove that. Okay? Let them prove to you if they're worthy of your time. Let them prove to you if they're actually meant to be in your life. Not the other way around. The person who you're thinking about probably doesn't even exist. Okay? Okay? So put yourself back on the pedestal. This is your life. You get to call the shots. You get to decide who's in it or not. It's your life. And if you want this person to be in your life, okay, then they'll be in your life. Anything that's meant for you will never pass you by. Okay? I need you to understand that. Please. Stop being desperate. Anyways, I love you guys. Follow for more.
1. This is the chapter the empowerment content never scripted, the desperation chapter. The facade of indifference toward male attention becomes impossible to maintain when the underlying need has become too acute to perform around.
Silent regret of the boss babe era. By 2030, nearly half of working women are going to be projected as unmarried and childless, not because they failed, not because they're not capable, but because they followed the feminism plan that they were given. From the early 20s, many women were told the same thing. Focus on school, build a career, be independent, relationships can wait, family can wait. You have time. We've all heard that, right? So they listened. They worked the longer hours. They delayed the dating. They passed on good men because now is just not the time. Maybe they put their relationships on hold because the success felt too urgent in the moment. Now, in your late 20s and early 30s, it works, right? You feel empowered, stable, validated, in total control. Psychology shows a shift that often happens in the late 30s, not because your ambition was wrong, not because success is bad, but because fulfillment does not follow the corporate timeline. That's when the realization hits you, and it hits you hard. I've been grinding since my early 20s. I did everything right. I have security. I'm financially stable. And I'm alone. And this is the part that doesn't really get talked about that much. Achievement gives dopamine, right? It's short term. It eventually fades, but connection creates meaning, and meaning lasts. And there's decades of research that show after basic financial stability, more money stops increasing long-term happiness. What does predict life satisfaction is close relationships, partnership, family, and a shared purpose. But biology doesn't negotiate with culture. Attachment does not wait forever, and men who want families don't pause their lives indefinitely. That's why this warning doesn't land at 30. The cost doesn't show up right away. It shows up later, and sometimes when it's too late. This is not anti-career. It is sure as hell not anti-independence, and I am not shaming women. I'm just telling the truth here, okay? You can build success. You can build wealth. You can build power. Just do not let anybody convince you that everything can be postponed without consequence, because that's not true. Some doors close to punish you. They close because time moves forward. You still have time, just not as much as you were told.
You cannot outsource your biology to a career trajectory. The algorithm doesn't care that your ovaries have a clock, and the men who would have built something real with you a decade ago are not available on the same terms anymore. The market moved. They moved with it.
I have so many regrets about being a stay-at-home mom, especially now that I'm going through this divorce from my husband. But one of the most heart-wrenching regrets about it is how me being a stay-at-home mom and turning over the responsibility for my basic needs, housing, clothing, food, the things that a human being needs to survive, turning that over to another adult and trusting that person to basically take care of me in this way. Like, what a gesture of trust that was on my part as a very independent woman prior to marriage. I got my first job when I was 14 years old, when I was in my first foster home, and it was a summer job at the Braille Institute. And it was the first opportunity I had to make money for myself, and I needed to do it because I didn't get a lot being in a foster home. And I used that money to buy like deodorant and clothes and shampoo, like basic things that I needed to live. It drilled into my head to be like independent, hyper independent. I couldn't depend on anybody, and obviously not my parents. And so I had to take care of myself. Even when I was in high school, I was working until like 1 o'clock in the morning at Rally's Fast Food in Inglewood, California. Taking the bus like an hour to get home and then going to school the next morning. Been so hyper independent and not trusting of people because of those experiences. And so even into my adult life, I didn't really depend on people, especially financially, and never a man. There was never a man that paid my bills, paid my rent, paid for any of my basic needs. It never happened. I always worked. So when I had my first child 2 years into our marriage, and I worked those whole 2 years, when I had my first child and decided to stay home and talk to my husband about it, it was such a gesture and feeling of trust I had to have for him. I had to trust him that he was never going to use it against me, that he wasn't going to use the fact that he paid for things for me to control me or punish me or throw it in my face. Now that he's using it as a weapon against me in this divorce to try to punish me because I don't want to be married to him anymore, it's just the initial feeling and idea that I had never to trust a man was right. And now I'm paying the price for it.
It's funny because, like, I used to be one of those, I don't need no man. You don't need a man until you find one that puts up with your bullshit of saying you don't need a man, but then comes to save you when you do need a man. Because you're a giant baby.
Gentlemen, the boss babe era is not ending with a declaration. It's ending with a spreadsheet. It's ending with a rent check that requires 2 incomes. It's ending with a silence at 2 in the morning that no self-care routine fills. Build your life with intention. The man who is complete in himself is the only man who can choose a partner from genuine freedom rather than desperation. Hold that standard.
Thanks for watching Male Imperium. Please show us your love by subscribing to the channel using the bell icon. We're also up for debate and some healthy banter, so don't forget to comment under the video.